Okay, if it is Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, that can mean just one thing. It is time for the Go RIA live stream. I'm Chuck Vela, and with me today, as you can see, I've got a special guest and a good friend, Bob Veras. Yes, there he is. Fresh back from an overseas trip, and very grateful that you've taken some time here, Bob. Thanks for joining me today.
Well, thanks for having me. You're getting the jet lag version of me.
Okay, well, I'll take whatever version I can get. So Bob is here. We're catching up, of course. But as I like to do on these Wednesday afternoons, is either highlight what is new on Go RIA or what will soon be new on Go RIA. And what will soon be new is I will be taking Go RIA on location back for the second time to the Insiders Forum, which is Bob's, I would say, infamous, very well-known conference. So Bob, let's start off with the housekeeping. Where and when is it going to be this year?
It's in Denver, Colorado, at the big hotel, downtown hotel. I think it's the Hilton, and September 16 through 18.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you incorporating my birthday into this.
Yeah, we we
So,
we put it plan it that way. Every
of
year
course.
we look at that.
Yes, I'm sure you do. September 18th. Virgos Unite. Okay, excellent. So, Bob, look, I do a lot of conferences. I think we're up to now 11, 12 conferences a year that I cover for Go RIA, fueled, of course, by Investment News. And they all have a different flavor and vibe. Yours, and I mean this in the absolute best way, it's almost like a cult. If there was such thing as a positive cult, that's how I would describe the Insiders Forum. It's a tight-knit community, people that seem like they've been coming there for years and years. The people that I read into were all 5, 6, 7 time attendees. Is that a fair assessment on how you see this particular conference?
Yeah, we give out this Kool-Aid that, at the end of the conference, and it costs us a lot of attendees, but it's a ritual that we have. No,
Indeed.
I'm kind of I like you, go to a lot of conferences and have over my career, and I'm sort of a tinkerer, if you will, of the conference concept. What is it for? Why, what do people get out of it? Why would they go? What's the benefit? And over the years, I've kind of honed it to a couple of benefits that I don't really care for, and a couple of benefits I do. One I don't care for is, it's a party, it's fun, and I think it's okay to have fun in its place. But the fun that I have is talking shop with people who are really, really smart about the profession, who are successful. And the second thing about it is to have a target audience. Don't aim your sessions at the lowest common denominator, whatever that might be. Don't aim it at just every random person, because then everything gets watered down. So our target market is the people who are unusually successful, unusually smart, thought leaders, and generally the kind of people who go to a conference, they go to a conference or a session at a regular conference, one of the others, and they say, I could have done that presentation better than that person. And if that's true, then that's one of our people. That's somebody we want. And so another, I think, positive, powerful reason to go is to network with people who are like-minded, who can add something to it. There's nothing worse than, you go there with a problem or with an issue and you start talking to people and they have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think anybody at our conference would have no idea what you're talking about, no matter what it is. And so there's a really high level of interaction, which I think is really important.
Yeah. And I can absolutely validate that. So, as folks know that have been listening to Go RI for a while, podcasting is sort of a side gig. I actually run a firm, Sovereign Financial. I'm actually a board certified financial planner, and I have 3 or 4 client meetings every single day. So, I'm a planner. And I love a lot of things about the conferences, including the fun part. And you guys had a real fun time down in New Orleans last time I was there. So don't sell the fun too short. But one of my favorite things about conferences, and Bob, you hit this right on the head, is between the sessions. Having great speakers, I think, is table stakes. And I think you guys have done a great job with that. But the networking and the sharing of ideas at all conferences, for the most part, I've been really pleased to see how willing other advisors are to share. But as far as like-minded conferences, I would really say your conference is one of those that I would categorize as a planners conference. Like these are real deal planners. These are not excuse me if this comes across the wrong way, but like annuity salespeople or insurance salespeople solely and product oriented, very planning oriented. Your sessions definitely communicate that. And then the interaction and thought sharing and idea sharing between those sessions really reinforces that. How have you developed a conference that is so planning focused when some of these other conferences out there are still maybe in the product sphere and kind of very promotional, perhaps?
Well, you know what I do for a living, right? I
Yes.
write about everything I can think of. And really the focus for us, I think there's a place for those product oriented conferences because that's what drives people to the exhibit hall. You can attract exhibitors, the big annuity companies, there are people that a $200,000 sponsorship is pocket change for them. We don't invite them to our exhibit hall. We only invite people that we or companies that we think are relevant to our audience and are new and different, and we don't charge as much because sometimes those new and different people can't pay for a $200,000 spot.
Right.
And so the idea is we don't want our attendees to walk into our exhibit hall and not want to make eye contact with some of the vendors, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Oh, it definitely does,
But
of course.
but I also think that the sessions themselves, and we can talk about the sessions if you want. The sessions are about the things that I think are most important for us to be talking about. And so there are things like, where is this tech thing going, and what's the state of the art with AI, and what might be around the corner with AI? How do you create a memorable service experience for your clients? It's not anymore just about advice. Now it's about being life changing, if that makes sense. Getting people motivated to live a better life, if you will. Practice management issues and how to dress up your firm and manage your staff and how to train your staff. I mean, how do you acquire talent? And so these are all, and of course my presentation is going to be the future and where it's going and why it's going there. We've got Tom Giacchetti talking about compliance, and he's the only person I know that doesn't put me to sleep when we talk about compliance. In fact, he scares the hell out of me. That's one of the um, one of the joys of having him up on stage.
Right.
But the point is, these people will stick around. What we do is we bring in speakers who will stay there for the whole conference, who are thought leaders in the profession. They're not like, they're not famous people from outside the profession who know nothing about planning. And I think the sessions are designed to kick off those conversations. Oh, what did we learn there? What did we thought? That provokes a conversation. That provokes something that I might want to think about. And our whole goal, the entire goal, is to give people three or four things they want to change or improve in their practice when they leave. Otherwise,
Absolutely.
why are they there? Maybe drink their
Absolutely.
brains out.
Well, other than for the free drinks, of course. But
Yeah, that's
uh,
right.
so as we're coming up on time here, Bob, maybe just give us one or two more names of some of the people you are particularly excited to hear about on the front stage, the main stage, I should say.
It's funny because I'm excited about everybody, so it's not easy for me to literally everybody, and because most of these people I've interviewed. So we've got Angie Herbers. She's going to be talking twice, and I think she's become the preeminent consultant in this space. She's innovative. She's got completely new ideas, and she knows, I think, more about the challenges planners face than anybody. Tom
Hmm.
Giacchetti, I mentioned. We've got Joel Bruckenstein up there. We've got Julie Littlechild on a panel. Julie Littlechild is leading a study group of large advisory firms on how to create those wow experiences.
Hmm.
And the
That's
study
very
group
cool.
they're brainstorming. And so what we're going to get is all the best brainstorming that they've come up with over the last, I guess, year and a half now.
Will that study group
Um,
be active at the conference?
no,
Okay,
no, this is two members of the study group, and she will discuss what they're learning
got it. Okay,
and what they found and share with the audience. We've got a KPI panel. How many people use key performance indicators in their practice management? I
right.
did a survey of my readers, and very few really understand how to create that dynamic going forward. How do you keep track of it? How do you measure it? What is it? lead to and all that stuff. We're going to go into that in some detail. I mean,
That sounds
that's
good.
some of them. And I'm really excited about this Bob Vera speaker. I think he's going to be great.
Yeah, I've heard a few things about that guy. All right, so let's not not say the website, so that way people that want to see the full agenda, which I'm sure is there, and also is there still time to register or
Yeah,
okay,
we've got, I think, 40 more spaces
okay,
at this point.
and what is the website, Bob, please?
It's Insiders Forum with no apostrophe.com. Insiders Forum.
Insidersforum.com.
Yeah.
Okay, that's real good. Well, Bob, I will see you in about a month, and we can have a birthday drink together.
Right, that sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. My birthday is the 14th, by the way. So
You know
we're
what?
we're
I think I did the shtick last time, and I forgot
yeah,
about that. So we'll have a couple of Virgo shots, whatever that might be, perhaps.
probably heavily alcoholic.
Sounds good. All right, Bob, thank you very much. And that is it for this Wednesday afternoon. I will be back next Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, with what will then be new on goRIA.com. Thanks for joining me.